Welcome back to Warrior Wrestling's Greatest Matches. On this episode, we count down number 29, 28, and 27. And in a unique twist, they all come from the same show, Friday Night Lights, August of 2020. We start with two incredible up-and-comers, Isias Velasquez versus Tre Lamar.
These are two future stars in the business, and they are looking to make a statement here tonight, much like many of the members of Warrior Wrestling. And again, if you're liking the show here tonight, find us over on Twitter at Warrior Wrestling, and use the hashtag Friday Night Lights to let everybody know you're enjoying the show. And the fans here starting some claps as they anticipate this action.
I think they're as excited for this matchup as we are.
And a nice friendly handshake between Tre and Isias to get it going. And let's see which man can gain the advantage here first. And Isias quickly getting behind Tre, working him to the mat. And that's what you got to do here, Val. You know, in a match like this with high flyers, you really don't want to let your opponent get the energy moving here, right? You want to be able to keep them grounded. You want to keep them off the top rope.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to keep that tight mat play if possible, because as soon as you give a little bit of inch, you're going to see what they're so well known for. And it's right here, trying to get people down on the mat right now.
Yeah, there it is. And look, back and forth. Tre threw an Isias to the mat. Isias getting thrown to the mat. Up and over goes Tre over Isias and calling Isias in. Isias took the bait, now throat first across that second rope. Tre with a huge kick right over the back. Whirly-doos. Isias back into the middle with a big double drop kick to the back of the head. And Isias feeling it right now, right out of the gate. Tre Lamar making that look easy, Val.
Yeah, I mean, he's just right here, staying safe on that apron. But boom!
Oh,
Isias.
no! Wow! That is a nice way to break a windpipe. And Isias here getting some momentum, and we're going to see it. A suicide dive to the outside, taking down Tre.
Taking him down to the turf.
Down to the exactly. Yeah, this is turf warfare here tonight. You know? Isias here throwing Tre back into the ring, and you know what? This is the kind of great action that you're going to see here at Warrior Wrestling, because every athlete, just like Tre here, suicide dive for suicide dive, taking Isias down.
Just trading blows, trading dives.
Yeah, you know, every athlete here is looking to make that impression. They want to stand out. They want to show management here at Warrior Wrestling that I belong in that world title match. Not Robert, Ego, Anthony, and Frank the Clown. I mean, Brian Pillman Jr., a thoroughbred. He deserves top competition. Absolutely. And look at Tre Lamar here showing him what top competition is. Oh. Off the top, big cross body, going for that pinfall wisely here, trying to put this thing away early. And Isias Velasquez able to kick out.
Yeah, Isias isn't having it. He needs a second to regain his composure, but I think Tre still has more up his sleeve.
Yeah, well, and Tre Lamar fixing his knee pads there, maybe looking to throw some knees here pretty soon. Isias able to catch that foot that Tre was throwing into a backslide cover. Only a 2 count there, and a huge kick right to the side of the head. That's like getting kicked in the face by a horse.
Yeah, absolutely. But it also gives Isias a second to catch his breath as well.
Yeah, and you know, with these two here, you know, you start to think, quick 2 count there from Isias, anything to get a win. You know, you start to think with these guys right here, this high-flying, cruiserweight, luchador type style that these guys have. You know, does Warrior Wrestling have room for a secondary title?
You know, I got to say, I would love to see it happen, to be honest with you. And this is the caliber of athlete that we have so often here at Warrior. I think it's very much deserved so.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the kind of thing I'm thinking if I'm in Warrior Wrestling management right now. Watching these two go at it, they've got a very different style, stands out from the rest of the card. Isias was trying to keep control there on the mat, but Tre Lamar able to fight his way out, and a big knee there. Isias the first one to throw a knee right to the gut of Tre. And again, Isias going right for that pinfall. 2 count from referee Jake right there. And back to the action. Again, Isias right back to the mat, working that neck. You know, if I'm in this bout, I'm thinking you want to take out a leg, you want to injure him in the knees. Isias here ripping at that neck repeatedly. I don't know if he's trying to injure the windpipe, if he's trying to snap a vertebrae or something like that. I was going to say,
it looks as though he's trying to work the back, because you might be able to stay in it with one leg or one arm, but if your back goes down, so do you.
Yeah, 100%. And Isias here losing control of Tre Lamar as Tre Lamar able to battle his way out. Off the ropes goes Tre, and Isias looking for that knee again, but this time Tre rolled him up for a quick 2 count again. Tons of pinfall attempts so far here in this bout. Neither man really wanting this thing to go on much longer, I think. Big blows in the middle of the ring. Isias stutter step there for a second. Caught him. Oh, not that much. With that big elbow to the side of the face to Tre Lamar. Tre with a kick kicking off the next punch of Isias, and Isias with a big chop to the chest, and he's back in the corner now. Isias whips Tre into the corner again. Tre up and over, and now, it looked like Tre was going to go for that Pele kick, but Isias had his number, took him down, and again, another pinfall attempt right here.
Absolutely, and they're just two very smart, very high-flying, very light competitors in that regard. Like, they can just do things with their bodies. It's just amazing.
And, you know, Isias Velasquez, he's so beloved here in Chicago, right?
He is. He's a very much under-the-radar guy, though.
Yeah, he's been growing more, but yes, I agree with that.
Outside of Chicago, you might not know him, but you will after
this kind of a bout tonight, you absolutely will. And, you know, with a guy like Isias performing in this big outdoor arena, used to being in these kind of smaller freelance wrestling facilities, you know, you're not used to the fans being so far away. You want to feel that energy up close right now. And you see him having to dig down deep personally to find that energy to throw these punches. Tre Lamar, he's not having to dig that deep. He's just going surface level. And now they're going into clotheslines, trying to force each other to the mat. A big kick from Tre. Isias with a boot of his own right to the temple of Tre Lamar. And Tre here trying to work Isias to the mat this time with a German suplex type roll up and a Pele kick right there to the back of Isias' head. And that right there, look at Isias' eyes right there.
I don't even know if he can see anything.
No, he's definitely dazed right now. And wow, look at that. Seemed to, at least for the moment there, outsmarted a little bit quicker than Tre Lamar. And there it was.
Yep.
It was a matter of time before both these men just found themselves falling face first into each other. And now each of them having to figure out what is the next move that I'm going to make here. You know, and it's not just the title matches. It's not just Jeff Cobb and Brian Cage we got coming up here. We got this crazy match coming up here later tonight, Val Capone, called the Spartan Stadium Stampede Scramble. This thing has 8, 9, 10 different wrestlers in it. Matt Nix, Dan the Dad, Beastman, Elena Black, Corn Belt Cowboy. What the heck is a Nacho Clown?
I can't wait to find out.
I bet he's related to Frank the Clown.
Oh, geez. Well, then maybe I don't want to find out.
Yeah, well, anyway, that's going to be a wild, wacky time here we got later going on. And I should say brutal as well, as there's a lot you can use in here. But Tre Lamar from the outside looking to go in. Big flying elbow drop right across the face of Isias Velasquez.
Isias looking a little bit dazed here, Houseman.
Yeah, he is, you know, and Isias is really not used to taking this kind of punishment. Again, like, he's a big dog around here. And look at that. Tre was looking to go for a side suplex. Isias able to get out of it. A big knee there from Tre right to the side of the head again for Isias. And a huge double stomp right in the middle of the ring. Tre's got to get on top of him right now.
So powerful.
Yeah, and here we go. Oh, I thought it was going to be a 3. That was only a 2 there.
And there's a reason why Isias Velasquez is the 2-time champion of freelance wrestling. He is absolutely a workhorse.
Yeah, 100%.
He does not give up. You know, like we were saying earlier, he might be an under-the-radar guy, but he's definitely a go-to guy.
Yeah, he is. He is somebody that has worked so well with so many performers, helped sharpen the blades of so many talents in the Chicago area.
Absolutely.
And with so much in-ring time, he knew exactly how to get out of that move there from Tre through a nice knife chop right across the chest. And Tre here trying to get control. Wow, spinning neck breaker right just near center of the ring. And Tre looking for that 3 count. A little cocky with that pin.
Yeah, almost a little bit.
Could have hooked that leg a little bit tighter. I mean, just rolling up on top. Oh,
right
brutal.
there.
Unnecessary from
That's
Tre
almost
Lamar.
unfair.
I feel like we got to talk to Warrior Wrestling Management. I don't know that you should be allowed to straight kick a man in the back of the head like that. And Tre Lamar here trying to take advantage of that now. Now, this guy's capable of anything off the top rope.
Yeah, he absolutely is. But he's also taking a little bit of time.
And here we go, Val. Wait 1 second. What does Tre have? Oh, look at that. Frog splash styled elbow drop right across the sternum of Isias. And Isias on the run now. I thought he was going to go all the way out. A little close to the rings there. A little close to the ropes there, I should say.
Foot on the rope. Very, very, very good work by Isias Velasquez, knowing exactly where he was in the ring.
Yeah, ring awareness is a very big
Absolutely.
thing, Val. You know, especially the more time you spend in the ring, the more you know where you're at. And that's something true for Isias. And look at Tre Lamar here. Really digging deep to figure out what he's going to have to do to put away Isias Velasquez. And Isias Velasquez here crawling up. Tre Lamar just letting him do it. Isias in that corner, and I can see Tre charging like a bull. Isias saw it coming. Knee to the face from Isias to Tre.
Trying to get a little bit of space between the two, but here you go, another knee right to the face.
Absolutely right there. And look at that.
Oh,
Looks like a
beautiful.
cutter. Oh, wow! He just grabbed him and drilled the back of his head right into the mat. Isias with another reverse kick. And look, I've never seen a man fall like that. Tre Lamar. Oh, I thought that was it, Val.
Yeah, it was so close.
I mean, just the temerity of a guy like Tre Lamar to not give up and be able to get out of that. And look at that, Isias Velasquez with his own top rope. Double foot stomp right to the chest. That's got to be all she wrote. Oh, so close, no, Tre Lamar.
Tre does not want this match to end.
So close, man, and you feel, it's not boiling hot out here right now, but there's humidity in the air right now.
Absolutely,
Val.
It's a Chicago August Friday night.
It is a Friday night. A light mist in the air, right? You see what I did there? Friday night light mist.
Very beautiful.
Yeah,
nice
wonderful.
work.
I know,
You're such a wordsmith.
Thank you very much. Yes. No, but I mean, wrestling in that kind of humidity right there. Yeah, you like that? Yeah, wrestling in that kind of humidity there. It takes out another good pinfall attempt there from Tre. And kicks front. That looked like it could have been a little low there from Isias.
Well, so sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get the job done.
Isias strung together 5 or 6 kicks right there. A double underhook pile driver to Tre Lamar right in the middle of the ring. And that is it. Look at that. The Chicago ace, Isias Velasquez.
Hey you, are you a professional wrestling fan? Check out the High Spots Wrestling Network. Hours and hours.
That's
of
it for this episode of Warrior
planet.
Wrestling's Greatest
Streaming
Matches. Thank you
phone,
to High
tablet,
Spots and
PC,
Wrestling Travel for their
available on
sponsorship.
Roku.
We look forward
Thousands
to seeing
of
you
videos,
on the next
all
episode.
the top indie promotions. So what are you waiting for, champ? Head over to www.highspotswrestlingnetwork.com and check it out today. #HSWN. It's the best $9.99 in the biz.
The next match in our countdown also comes from Friday Night Lights, and this is a battle of giants. Warrior Wrestling staples go head-to-head. It's Sam Adonis versus Lance Archer.
See, this is my kind of guy. This is somebody that is not to be trifled with. This is the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer. For all these fans here that have wanted to see Sam Adonis get put in his place for running his mouth and acting like a jerk, thank goodness Warrior Wrestling Management had the wherewithal to put him in the ring with Lance Archer.
I mean, I am a fan of Sam's in-ring work, but I understand why the fans are not so keen on him, so I'm kind of interested to see how perhaps the spine being ripped out of his would be entertaining to the fans.
This is a very interesting matchup here. The two-man jaw jack in the middle of the ring. Big slap there right across the face from Sam Adonis.
He just wants to get it started early.
And we are getting it in there. They are laying these in big elbows right to the face.
Wow. Lance Archer is just having a laugh at the reaction right now.
He's welcoming Sam Adonis to hit him as hard as he can right now. What an absolute psychopath. And Sam Adonis throwing all his weight right up against Lance Archer, and he's not even able to move the guy. Another time, like a train on the tracks, and Lance Archer is the cow that derailed the train.
I gotta say, I don't think I've seen this happen to Sam Adonis very often.
That's what I'm saying, is Sam Adonis is a big dude. He's a big, strong bully. He may have bitten off more than he could chew here with Lance Archer, but look at that. Never mind, briefly there, Sam Adonis had the advantage. Now, Lance Archer, what a run this guy's on right now. Recently signed with AEW Wrestling, currently being managed by Jake the Snake Roberts. Oh, my goodness.
Legend.
Can't imagine. And look at that big blow right to the side of the head. Sam Adonis up against the ropes. Lance Archer, it looked like he was going to maybe expose himself there, but Sam Adonis tried to do that flip, and Lance reached right down and grabbed my throat. And now is he going to try to do a pinning attempt this early?
I
thought that was a bit foolhardy.
That's a risky game right there.
And a bounce from Lance Archer.
Just a brutal blow from the Murder Hawk Monster.
Yeah, if you ever, there we go, wait, oh, I thought we were going to get an early pinfall attempt. Lance Archer was like, what do you think I'm doing?
He's having way too much fun right now, I think.
It's like a lion on top of a gazelle. What are you going to do, pull the lion off? You going to pin the gazelle, tell the lion he's done after 3? No, you can't do that. And Lance Archer now taking advantage of a downed Sam Adonis in the corner. And Sam is kind of laughing here. I don't know if it's the pain. I don't know if it's because he thinks he's getting in Lance's head. But I think he needs to take this seriously. Lance is laying some big blows in right there in that corner. And there is nowhere for Sam Adonis to escape to. Sam Adonis using all his might to throw, or Lance Archer using all his might to throw Sam Adonis into the corner. And Sam trying to keep Lance away from him,
Sam trying to get on the attack, a little bit of breathing room between the two.
How do you do that, though? Every time you think you got it, and look at that. One arm behind the back, Lance spins him around. Huge! Kind of rock bottom-esque right into the mat there. Book-in type maneuver. 2 count from Lance Archer onto Sam Adonis there.
Yeah, referee Jeremy just reminding them, nope, that was only 2. Lance doesn't seem phased at all, though, to be honest with you.
You know, and the thing about this, these guys right here, Lance Archer, Sam Adonis, they've mixed it up before with the Warrior Wrestling champion, Brian Pillman Jr. Both men have shown that they can hang with him. I'm sure much like we saw with Isias and Tre in the match before, these 2 men are looking to prove that they can step up into that area, especially Sam Adonis. Well, look, wait 1 second. Sam, I think, thought that he was sending a signal to Lance, and Lance shooting it right back at him, saying, oh, look, desperation there from Sam Adonis, trying to rake the eyes of Lance Archer. And the referee, thankfully, admonishing Sam, getting him off of him. And Sam up and high onto the ropes. What is he doing here? Tightrope block, spinning into a neck breaker right in the middle of the ring. Wow, and that's the thing about Sam Adonis. You're looking at a guy there, 6'2", 270 pounds, going for the pinfall there, two count there. Should not be able to fly like that. And look at that last chancery here that Sam Adonis seems to have adapted here for himself. But it's a one-armed, it's a single underhook chancery. It's not a double underhook, which is popularized, of course, by Warrior Wrestling performer Austin Aries. Actually, I don't know if from this angle it looks like.
Hard to see.
Yeah, from this angle it looks like Sam might have hooked the other arm, but Lance is doing a really fine job of keeping him off.
Yeah, he's trying to get as close as he can towards that ring rope, but nope, right there, Sam had to break that hold.
Yeah, he was almost forced to. I mean, it takes a lot of it takes a lot out of you. You get very exhausted when you have to hold a movement like that.
I mean, it's
oh, here we go. 1 second. Are we going to see the murder bomb here? Oh no!
Wow. So close, so close.
Wait, was that a chokeslam suplex that Lance Archer just pulled out right there?
You know, the day ends in Y, so why not?
I've seen a lot of chokeslams in my day. I've never seen a chokeslam suplex. That one's new for me. And Lance Archer on the warpath here, and I feel like we're going to watch him swim laps. And we're going to use Sam Adonis as the other end of the pool here for a while. I mean, I would just do that.
Yeah, just keep it up. Actually, I was enjoying that quite a bit there.
Why did he stop? Well, Lance Archer here, I guess. Taking a moment to reflect on the beautiful crowd. Oh, and Sam Adonis took advantage of that. Managed to get the boot up. And down. Lance Archer goes to Sam Adonis with that short arm clothesline. Man, these guys are just so big.
Yeah, I was going to say these 2 giants just needed to take a breather on the mat right now.
So big, yeah. I mean, both man. I mean, you think about, because every human skeleton is about the same size, right? Proportionally. It's the extra weight. It's the meat.
Yes.
You know, and
there
Sam
is
Adonis.
A lot of meat in that ring right now.
And look at Sam on top here, just grounded and pounded, trying to put those knuckles into Lance's face.
But Sam is almost the same exact size as Lance.
Oh,
Lance
he's
has
a big,
slight height advantage,
he's a big boy, and he's a big boy, and he's looking to fly here. An albatross off the ring, off the top. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, right across the gut. Lance Archer wasn't about to let that happen.
Oh, Sam just crumpling into the corner.
And Lance Archer here, not afraid to go to the top rope either. But look, back to that choke slam. Is it time for the murder bomb? Big choke slam. And there, oh, wow. Not quite. Sam Adonis. You know,
he sat up out of that. I have no idea how that was possible.
I have an appreciation for the way that Lance Archer has been able to manipulate the choke slam.
Oh, just
and using it in so many different ways, so creatively. And
leaning into the ropes now.
And Lance Archer draping Sam Adonis over that second rope right there, grabbing him by the back of the head, pushing his abdomen into that rope. And again, these ropes are made, these are just steel. This is just wire cable wrapped in a little bit of tape. That's what those ropes are. And Sam Adonis here, not in a good position. The crucifix that Lance Archer has Sam in coming out of the corner. Sam able to get down. Oh, whoa,
that looked like a low blow.
That was absolutely a low blow. And look at that, referee Jeremy, seeing what it was. That was not an attempt to try to roll up Lance Archer. Sam Adonis, he just got out of dodge.
Nick, I just try to give Sam Adonis a chance.
The Murder Hut Monster, Lance Archer.
Fine, gonna take some time, gonna make her mine.
The next match in our countdown is the main event from Friday Night Lights. Two behemoths, Brian Cage, former Warrior Wrestling champion, and Jeff Cobb. They had met once before in the middle of the War of Attrition match, but now they were set to collide under the Friday Night Lights. And with unresolved issues from Sam Adonis and Lance Archer lingering from earlier in the night, this main event got very, very intriguing.
Here we go.
One can hope.
These two bulls lock horns right in the middle of the ring, and the war is afoot. We have Cobb muscling Cage into the corner. No small order here, of course. Brian Cage, well over 6 feet, 275 pounds. You got Jeff Cobb hovering right around there at 6 feet. Again, another 275-plus pounder. You got Jeff Cobb, a former Olympic wrestler. Brian Cage, a professional bodybuilder, multi-time champion, and currently mentored, should I say, by Taz, where he is the FTW champion in AEW.
I was almost wondering if we were going to see that belt tonight.
I was too. You know, Taz ain't here. I don't know what the rules are if you can carry the belt without Taz around. I guess I have to ask Cage after the fact.
Yeah, I think he comes with the belt actually.
And you know, these guys here started off very technical exchanges, but also a lot of muscle being thrown around here. What a way to try to get out of some wrist locks for Brian Cage that by picking him up over your shoulder, and only a guy like Jeff Cobb can get away with something like
Absolutely.
that. Cobb and Cage now circling the ring like a couple of sharks that see blood in the water, staring each other down, looking to put a bite into one another.
Yeah, they're definitely savoring this moment because this is the time when they can view their opponent and say, all right, this is how I'm going to break him down.
Can you imagine this match going to the top rope, a superplex just destroying this ring?
I was going to say, I think the ring would collapse.
And look at that quickness there from Cage as he snuck around to the backside of Cobb and was able to bring him down. And I don't know if I want to wrestle Jeff Cobb from the down position like that. And Cobb here working his way out and getting behind Cage and trying to grab him with a leg lock here. But Cage's legs are just like giant tree trunks. It's not so easy to take him down with a leg maneuver there. A big kick there from Cage to the sternum of Cobb. Cobb seemingly a little impressed, but doesn't want to give too much credit here to Brian Cage.
No, again, he's just sizing him up, kind of assessing the situation, seeing what he's going to have to do to take down the machine.
And Cage now, a little jaw jacking of his own. Again, this is a match, the drill claw, the finishing maneuver for Brian Cage, taking on the Tour of the Islands. Of course, Jeff Cobb's infamous finishing maneuver. Brian Cage, up and over in the corner here from Cobb, and Cobb rolling through. A big drop, a basement kick there from Brian Cage, laying out Cobb. Cobb checking for blood on his nose, and his lips, on his tongue. And Cage staying on the offense here. For as big as Cage is, it's incredible how much pride he takes in his athleticism and his quickness. And of course, it doesn't hurt to be able to have a baseball club for an arm that you can just slap into somebody's chest.
And for as much as he can rely on his brawn, he also focuses on his brain. So he's slowly tearing down.
Very, very smart guy. And these shoulder tackles into the corner, forcing the breaths out of Cobb, taking that cardio away from him, which makes it harder for him to do those big, powerful moves. Throwing him with all his force and might into that corner there as Cobb crumbles and he finds his way to the mat. And it means everything for Cage to get that Warrior Wrestling Championship back. I mean, he is the FTW champion right now, but he has not won all of his matches in AEW. You know, he was undefeated here in Warrior Wrestling when he took that title. Oh, wow! Look at that! Kung Fu style Cage! Kung Fu Cage!
So light on his feet.
No kidding. And
for somebody of that size and that power?
No, you know, and you talk about how smart Cage is. You know, this is a body that he has meticulously put together. He travels around with his own cooler filled with food.
Yes.
He buys a plane ticket for the cooler so that the cooler can sit next to him on the plane. And he eats 9 meals a day. 9 meals a day. Incredible.
And he loves his Chicago pizza.
Loves his Chicago. I mean, I wish I could eat a Chicago pizza and keep those abs, but that's just not happening.
I don't know. He's made out of magic, I think.
Yeah, a little bit of magic. All right, Jeff Cobb here finally starting to take control here away. A big headbutt there from Jeff Cobb to Brian Cage, and Cage now down. Also adjusting his knees. Cobb lifting Cage back up to his feet. A very calculated punch right between the eyes to the face of Cage. And Cage out a little bit on the ropes. Cobb here now trying to throw Cage around. Shoots him into the corner. Big clothesline as Cage is starting to feel the effects of the wear and tear that Cobb has already applied to him. And look at Cobb lifting Cage up off the ground.
Goodness.
And a pump handle fall away suplex from Jeff Cobb.
No, he's applauding himself as he should.
Yeah, well, the crowd's not. The crowd needs to have a little more respect for what Jeff Cobb's doing here right now. Jeff Cobb going for that pinfall there a little early. Brian Cage still got a lot of energy, and it is incredible to me seeing how active and measured Brian Cage is. I remember when he was first injured, and Cobb there running right into the corner trying to take out the oxygen of Cage as well. But I'll never forget the match that Brian Cage had while he was injured in a steel cage against Wardlow and Austin Aries. For him to show up, perform like that, and come out on top was so impressive. Here he is again tonight trying to find that wave of momentum. Inside out! Drops Jeff Cobb right there in the middle of the ring, rolls him over. And could that be it? No, still a little early.
Yeah, I was going to say it's still pretty early on. Jeff Cobb definitely has a lot of fight.
These men are like weapons, Val. They are the weapons.
They are weapons, mountains made of weapons, yes.
Mountains made of weapons. Action figures right out of the package, absolutely. And two of the biggest men in the business, two of the most athletic. I see guys like this. I think about Bam Bam Bigelow. I think about a guy, wow, and again, like that bicycle kick there from Cage, being able to get his foot so far up high over his head, taking down Jeff Cobb. And Cobb now getting tossed to the ring apron area. Brian Cage followed him out there, and it looks like we're going to have a fight on the plank. No, Cage falling to the turf.
Oh, he wants to bring him down to ground and pound right there.
That was a very awkward fall there from Cage off of the ring apron to the ground. And Cobb eating the edge of the apron there, and Cage taking him around, wraps Cobb's arm around him, and what's he going to do here? Oh, he drops him with a side back suplex onto the ring apron.
Right on his spine.
Right on his spine. That's an easy way for you to really
have your career
like
ended?
A bulging disc. Yeah, absolutely. End your career 100%. It's very dangerous out there. And Cage now keeping control of Jeff Cobb. You do not want to let this guy get out from your grips. Cobb here trying to fire back with some big blows of his own. And Cage trips Cobb. Could we see a 619? What are we looking for here?
Yeah.
That is the biggest 619. What's 619 times 2? 1238? That's true, too. Whatever you want to call it, he's too big to be doing that. And Brian Cage taking down Jeff Cobb with that 619 there. And Cobb certainly didn't see that one coming. I've never seen Brian Cage deliver a 619. That was incredible. And Cage here pulling Cobb up to his feet, and it looks like, is he going to go for that drill claw, or is this just going to be a side suplex? Well, it's not going to be anything because Cobb doesn't want to seem to, no, wait! Cage muscled him up! A stalling suplex!
Stalling suplex.
How incredible!
With Jeff Cobb.
No kidding, Brian
the machine
Cage.
is picking up a mountain.
Brian Cage allowing Jeff Cobb to sit on his shoulder before finally dropping him to the mat. 30 seconds plus he had him up there right now. An incredible display of strength. And now Brian Cage telling the fans, let's get excited. Let's see something crazy.
Oh, and they're doing the clap of the machine right now.
Cage setting his sights on Cobb, and Cobb, could we see a tour of the Tour of the Islands. Isk.
It was a short little tour.
It was a little.
It was tour of the island.
It was a helicopter ride around the island. You know, it was. And a Cobb here, throwing himself right to the corner. He himself a big man. Always dangerous when he throws that weight around. Chops, punches, chops, punches.
That's a lot of tasting of the forearm right there.
And Cage, I don't think saw that one coming here. Cobb staying on him. Picks him up onto his shoulders. Drops him. And now what is Cobb doing? And he's doing a standing moonsault. Wow. And that should have been it. Any other man that wasn't Brian Cage, that wasn't that big, that had that much weight and cushioning there, I think that would have been all she wrote there. I mean, Jeff Cobb coming down with you on that kind of weight.
Yeah, when you're moving that much mass with a standing moonsault, as you said, anybody else, we would have seen 1, 2, 3.
Squash like a pancake. Flip him over. He's a griddle cake. And Cobb now just manhandling Cage. Oh, Cage able to get out of it, lands on his own 2 feet. Ripcord into the forearm from Brian Cage. And Cage threw himself at Cobb. Big kick to Cobb's gut. Cobb rolls to the outside. Cobb barely able to hang on to that second rope, balancing precociously on that ring apron. Wow, Brian Cage again able to get his foot over his own head to kick Cobb right in the side of the temple. Cage now going up to that second rope. He's got Cobb on the ring apron. What's he going to do?
Oh,
is he going to pull him up and over? Absolutely! Wow! Wow! What?
Look at the bliss on his face as he did that, though.
What an incredible feat of strength there for Brian Cage, pulling Jeff Cobb over that top rope from the second turnbuckle. Incredible. It's simply incredible here. And Brian Cage, again, he knows that he has to not just win here, he has to defiantly win here. He has to stake his claim. He puts his flag in the ground. Say, I am Warrior Wrestling, not this Brian Pillman Jr. guy. And Cage here now back, grabbing that head of Jeff Cobb. And he's putting him up on his shoulders. And what's he got planned for Cobb here? Cobb with a little wherewithal, able to fall onto his feet. Oh, was not able to stay up as Cage grabbed his leg there. Cage took him down. A big discus punch attempt from Cage. Towards the right fall from Cobb to Cage. An angle slam type maneuver, and Cobb rolls over onto Cage, and that's not enough. You're going to have to be able to hook a leg, lay on top of him more than just throw an arm over the top of Cage to put this thing away right now. And like I said, the sun has gone down. More than 500 fans here at Marian Catholic for Warrior Wrestling Friday Night Lights. We're streaming live on Fight.tv, courtesy of our good friends over at High Spots. And Cobb now sends Cage into the ropes, and he was going for a sidewalk slam. Cage rolls him over. Very nearly had him for the 3 count. Cage, oh wow!
Wow.
Pulls him with that face buster right there. Kind of a Sister Abigail type maneuver. And
yeah, it was definitely devastating to Jeff Cobb. He's rolled out of frame, but there he is. You could see him struggling to get up. Will he be able to pull himself up as Brian Cage sits in the corner, just getting the fans into every second of this?
And Cage, using the energy of the fans, a big German suplex to Jeff Cobb, and Cobb stood right back up on his feet. He gets behind Cage, German suplex to Cage. He gets right back up on his feet. Cage and Cobb going at each other. Lariat attempt. Moving. They hit each other head on.
Oh, that collision.
That collision right there, that is what 600 pounds of humanity looks like. And the tortured, writhing pain coursing through each man's body right now, having already pushed each other to the extremes. You know, it's one thing for these guys to go in there and work with the Rascals, work with that Alex Zane, you know, guys that are a little bit lighter than them they can throw around. But when you're that big and you got to come in, you got to work with another big guy that you're going to have to use all of your strength. You're going to have to dig down deep to do what you normally do against them. It adds to the difficulty. The difficulty factor goes up higher.
And up and up and up.
Now again, both men barely up to their feet. A shootout at the OK Corral here right now. Cage delivers a big punch. Cobb delivers a big punch. Cage with a huge uppercut. Cobb with a chop. And another one. And now he's having fun. There's a third chop. A spinning kick to the gut from Cage. Kicks him up. Super kick to the face of Jeff Cobb, courtesy of Brian Cage. And a discus attempt. Oh, Cobb with the super kick, showing his flexibility. Another discus lariat attempt. That time he was successful. And what is Sam Adonis doing here? Sam Adonis getting into the way. He's a big boot to Brian Cage. And he's attacking Jeff Cobb, and the referee calling for the bell. Here comes Lance Archer. Lance Archer making his way to the ring, running off Sam Adonis. Earlier, Sam Adonis low-blowed Lance Archer.
He wants a piece of him still.
Once again, and Lance Archer running off.
Whoa. Sam Adonis, earlier tonight, you ruined your match with Lance Archer. And now you come out here and ruin our main event? Well, it looks like to me and everybody here that you want to pick a fight with Lance Archer, with Brian Cage, with Jeff Cobb. If that's what you want, Sam Adonis, then that's what you've got. Because this main event is going to continue as a fatal four-way.
Wow! Principal Steve!
Just when we thought Friday Night Lights could not get better, here we have it.
And it is now a fatal four-way. Lance Archer and Sam Adonis being added to this bout. And look, these are the top contenders in Warrior Wrestling right now. These are, Sam Adonis, every show. Lance Archer, he has decimated, he's left a trail of bodies behind him. Jeff Cobb, Brian Cage, so much potential, so many big names here right now.
Brian Cage has also been on every show, except he had to miss due to injury.
Injury, yeah, absolutely.
But he still came all the way here to be a part of Warrior Wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got now a fatal four-way match as Sam Adonis finds himself surrounded here.
Oh, that's not a position you ever want to be in.
You do not want to be trapped in between Brian Cage and Jeff Cobb.
By the way, now there's Lance Archer.
And Lance Archer sending Adonis in the corner. And, this is a fatal four-way match, but it might be a triple threat here pretty soon if they just completely immobilize and dismember Sam Adonis, which seems to be something all three men are down to do.
Yeah, they're pretty keen to
But
do
it is broken down now. Lance attacking Jeff Cobb. And the two big men of AEW, Lance Archer, managed by Jake the Snake Roberts, Brian Cage, managed by Taz. Two big heavy hitters sitting in the middle of the ring, and Sam Adonis trying to pull a fast one here, pushing them into each other. A roll up on Lance Archer, duck dive, and a Hurricane Rana from Brian Cage to Lance Archer. Cage firing back against Adonis, sending him over the top rope to the outside. Here comes a huge crossbody. A huge crossbody from Lance Archer. And Lance Archer calling for the murder bomb. Is he going to be able to hit it on the FTW champion, former Warrior Wrestling champion? And no. Sam Adonis pulling Lance Archer out of the ring. And Jeff Cobb stalking Adonis. Adonis and Archer down. Brian Cage looks to be building some speed as he shoots over the top rope, cannonball style, to take out all three men.
That's a whole lot of Cage.
And the fans in attendance right now going absolutely wild for what they just saw. And Cage picks up Adonis, a man he has a lot of history with here in Warrior Wrestling. Adonis crawling to the corner, only to be followed up by Cage like a freight train, delivering these huge blows. Sam again thrust across the ring by Cage, who at this time Adonis is able to get the foot up, but Cage drops him with a spinning body slam anyway. Lance Archer once again on the attack of Brian Cage. He's got him in the middle of the ring. Is he going to try to hit him with his own? No, Brian Cage. He's the one who gets Lance Archer up here, reverses the situation. Again, another stalling suplex here. Brian Cage did this to Cobb, does it to Archer.
Oh, Sam Adonis, you better watch out.
And Brian Cage again in control. Jeff Cobb makes his way into the ring, and he is trying to German suplex Brian Cage right now. Cage trying to fend off Cobb. Cobb with a huge uppercut to Brian Cage, and now Cobb looking for a slow rolling German suplex, and you can see Lance landed on his wrist right there. It's an easy way to break your wrist, absolutely. Sam Adonis here able to somehow pick up Jeff Cobb, drop with the Death Rally driver, and what is Sam Adonis going to have to do here to try to pick up some energy for himself? Big kick to the face of Brian Cage, and you got Lance Archer there sitting in the wings. Sam Adonis, I think Sam thinks he might be onto something here right now. Everybody's down, he's in control. He's got Lance in the corner.
He's got a false sense of security, though, because they are taking that moment to gather themselves once again, and then you're going to have three very angry,
And Lance picks up as Sam from the corner. Powerbomb from 7 feet up. Down goes Adonis. Archer with a big kick to Cage in the corner. Big kick to Cobb back in the corner. Lance sees guys in both corners. What's Lance going to do? He's going to run around. He's going to throw the full weight of his body into Cage. Into Cobb. Back to Cage. Once more to Cobb. Can he do it again? There it is. Once more. He is leaving a waste trail behind him. And everyone is down.
Everyone just crumples in his wake.
Everybody dies. Oh, but Sam Adonis decides to go toe-to-toe with the Murder Hawk monster. Big punch to the face, and oh, here we go. Don't think that Lance Archer doesn't know how to go to the top rope. Here he is, tightrope walking, shades of the Undertaker. You see Sam Adonis totally in control here by Lance Archer, who does a huge moonsault. Springboard moonsault, taking out the arm and the body of Sam Adonis. And Archer quickly back to his knees, and I think he smells a potential victory. Now, you got to remember, even though this match was made a fatal four-way, Lance Archer and Sam Adonis have had some time here to recoup from their match earlier in the night. Cage and Cobb have been wrestling here for 20 minutes before these guys came in. And look at Cobb here now, grabbing Lance Archer, another tour of the islands. There we go, and now back to Cobb and Cage here, the men that started this bout. And Cage laying out Cobb with a face plant there. Sam Adonis now trying to get in on Cage, but Cage is not having any of it. Big knee to the chest of Sam, and Cage picking up Sam. I thought he was going for that drill claw. Couldn't get a hold of him. Sam with a bridging suplex, looking for that pinfall on Cage. Cage barely able to kick out.
That was huge for Sam Adonis.
He needed something like that.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Sam is an absolute technician. He knows how to get a hold of a situation when he needs to, and he's doing that just right now. Cage, oh, that was a big knee right underneath the chin of Sam Adonis. Archer with a big boot, laying out Cage. And now we got Cobb with a lariat, another lariat here to Sam, but Sam able to reverse and right into that back plant.
Oh, Jeff Cobb just twitching. on
And
the mat.
everybody is down. And the fans in attendance here letting the wrestlers know that they think the work they're doing is awesome.
Yeah, and they are not wrong.
They're not wrong, but look, I don't know that Sam wants to have a "this is awesome" chant. He wants to have a "you're a winner" moment. You know, I don't think he cares if it's a chant. Archer driving Adonis into the corner. Huge overhand chops. Takes him to the top. Very dangerous situation for Adonis. He gets popped in the face. And now we see
There we go.
Lance Archer with that crucifix. Is he going to do that crucifix bomb to Sam Adonis? Yes, he is. Archer looking for the pinfall. Cage jumps in. Cobb was looking to get in on it as well if Cage wouldn't have been there. Cage and Cobb once again squaring off. Oh, the tour of the islands from Jeff Cobb and Archer this time. Attacking Cobb. Big sidewalk slam from Lance Archer to Cobb. And Cobb is down.
Yeah, Lance Archer is just amped and ready to go.
And Archer now.
Oh, look
Fueled.
at Sam Adonis, though, stalking Archer.
Yeah, he is down there on his hands and knees, and Archer pushing him away. Doesn't seem to be taking Sam as a threat very seriously.
Oh,
Sam once again going for
Trying
that
to go
low
for
blow, and Archer saw it coming this time, cut him off. He hit the low blow.
trading the blows of his own.
It's a fatal four-way match. The rules
Yeah.
are loose here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another good shot to the gut here from Archer to Cage. Cage shoots Archer outside. Big Pele kick there from Brian Cage, sending Archer to the ground. And Cage here looking to pick up Sam Adonis. Adonis goes up. Drill claw goes down. Brian Cage, can he pick up the win? And there it is! Brian Cage, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it for this episode of Warrior Wrestling's Greatest Matches. Thank you to High Spots and Wrestling Travel for their sponsorship. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode.